Welcome to After Dark at the Fixed Ops Roundtable, featuring Cara Delane and Ted Ings. This episode is brought to you by BG Products, partners beyond products. And now for your hosts, Ted Ings and Cara Delane.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to After Dark at the Fixed Ops Roundtable. I'm getting excited, Ted, for the upcoming event.
Cara, did you bring it? Oh, okay, cool. All right, good.
I was just waiting to see if you
I was going to see if I could fake you out with that tonight.
You know, I'm in Texas, Ted. We got cowboy hats on standby.
I've had a lot of compliments on this one, Cara. So
Have you?
I have had a lot, and there are a lot of people showing up, Miss Delane, with cowboy hats of all different colors and sizes, and it's pretty amazing what I have seen. So we have a big turnout coming at the Wild West event.
Well, good. I think Ted looks good like a cowboy. What do y'all think?
Oh, absolutely. I told him as soon as he had that hat that I was immensely jealous.
We have an amazing we have an amazing lineup tonight of some featured guests. Sarah Van Tyne is here from Quantum 5. Good evening. Pete Carasone is here from Vision AST, a great friend of the Fixed Ops Roundtable from the early days. Peter, congratulations on all the success that you and your company are having. And John Fairchild is here as well. John, welcome.
Thank you. Thanks, guys, for having me.
Yeah. And Cara, we're live tonight, right?
We are live on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. So I already see some comments rolling in, Ted. So I think it's going to be a good show tonight.
All right. So you bring them in, if you wouldn't mind. And we are looking forward to all that. So the Wild West event is less than 2 weeks away. That is the reason for the cowboy hats. And all the folks here are involved in that event. And Cara, tell us, if you wouldn't mind, when that is coming up.
It's coming up quick. It's right around the corner, starting on January 23rd, 24th, 25th, and 26th. So our first ever 4-day virtual event, and it's the Wild West theme. So even though Ted and I are the only ones with a cowboy hat on tonight, I know I've seen Sarah in one too, Ted. So I think we're on the right track.
Oh, I know. I definitely have seen Sarah in the cowboy hat. And, you know, Ed Roberts is here in the picture, and Tully Williams is here. And we're so grateful to them as well. So it's going to be a wonderful event. The tickets are complimentary, everybody. I would highly recommend getting them now because the updates will be coming out by text. And the agenda, John Fairchild, the agenda will be out on Sunday for the Wild West.
Yeah. Great. I'm looking forward to seeing it. I want to see my name in lights.
Yeah, you are on a couple different things for this event. So
Absolutely.
I'm looking forward to hearing from everybody here. Pete, you have an amazing segment coming up. I want to talk to you about that as well. Sarah's got a couple things happening at this event. Tonight, though, I want to pay some thanks to our exclusive sponsor for the After Dark show. It's BG Products. BG has been with the Fixed Ops Roundtable since the very beginning, and got a couple special announcements coming up for BG. First, if you don't mind, I've got a short video to show everybody that's updated, and then the announcements. Here we go.
Signs. They tell you the road, places you're going, the promise that awaits. No matter where you go, when you see this sign, it means I take my car here and it runs better and lasts longer, guaranteed. It's a bold statement, but it's one that BG has proven over and over for more than 50 years. It all started when the founders of BG Products in Wichita, Kansas were looking for a breakthrough. They developed the first BG formula. Skeptics said it wouldn't work. Anyone who tried it knew that it did. Pour it in, and engine performance and life improved, just like that. But BG wasn't about to be contained to a can. What started in the engine spread to every working part of every kind of vehicle and to every part of the world. Because all BG products and services have one ingredient in common: innovation. through cutting-edge research and development, state-of-the-art resources, and an unwavering commitment to quality. BG leads the way with proven solutions of real-world drivability problems. That's why, worldwide, professionals use BG products, services, tools, and equipment every day. And why every year professionals from around the world attend BG University, the most advanced client success program in the industry. And why everything BG does is proven to deliver customer satisfaction and retention. Today, customers don't just look for a shop. They look for a BG shop. What can take a product from the heart of America into the hearts and minds of car owners all over the world? This sign and what it means. Now, ask what BG means to you. Because BG works worldwide.
There's a lot of folks who ask me, what does BG do and what do they actually provide and what does that mean? BG is a $1 billion with a B company, and they service over 50% of the automotive dealers in North America. They are an amazing company, and tonight we're very honored to say that BG Products is the exclusive sponsor for the After Dark show 2 nights a week for all of 2023. They'll be here with us all year. They're the exclusive sponsor of the podcast. And we are going to be going on January 23rd to Wichita to their headquarters. And we are going to be getting a new and updated tour that includes the BG University and a lot of the latest things that are happening with their chairman, CEO, and president, Darren Gresseth. And there's a lot of stuff we're going to learn what beyond products means. So BG, thank you so much for all you do for our industry. And we're really pleased to expand the partnership with BG. So they are number one in the industry and really great people to know. So very honored to have them. So thank you for letting us show that today. Okay, big event coming up in January and January 23rd. Pete, let's talk a little bit about what you got going, because you are all about the data. You've been doing it now in dealerships for hundreds of clients for a long time, and you've been doing it on the variable F&I side. Jeffrey, I agree, every day of 2023. Jeffrey, I'm going to see you on Friday, okay? So I'm looking forward to that, and you and your team. Peter, let's talk a little bit about what Vision AST is going to be doing on the service side for dealers.
Yeah, so for several years now, we've been doing variable operations and, tapping into DMSs and pulling out key metrics and into a user interface that brings out all the actionable data and puts it at your fingertips so it can become part of a daily or at least a weekly routine and not interfere with a retail operation. So now we're taking those same skills and knowledge and bringing them to the fixed op side, parts and service, and all those KPIs, and giving parts and service advisors and their teams the key metrics they need to drive profit in their dealerships through real-time data.
Exciting stuff. And Pete's got a great segment coming up here at this Wild West event. And shortly thereafter, you'll see a panel from Pete as well with some of the key players from the Roundtable. So we are looking forward to that. Sarah, at Quantum 5, you deal a little bit with data at your company, and talk to us a little bit about what Quantum 5 has going.
Yes, so we are really excited coming up into NADA. I can't believe it's already here. It feels like a year flew by already, but we've got some exciting announcements about our Quantum 5 Performance Suite that we will be rolling out here very shortly ahead of NADA. But to your point about the data, what's really cool is we have a lot of amazing technology as it pertains to learners. And so being able to really see the performance for your individual people beyond just the KPIs, but also see their skills, how they're improving, how they're adapting, all of those important pieces that really make us, foundationally better for not only our personal and professional lives. So it's been really cool to see this whole holistic view of automotive training and learning.
I see Paul. I see Sticks Brown in the comments. Happy New Year to you as well, Sticks and Paul. Kara, Sarah led, among other things, a panel that'll be at this Fixed Ops Roundtable with all retail people. Sarah, tell us a little bit about who's going to be on that panel and what you got going there.
Yes, this is going to be a really awesome panel to tune into. We have Andy Wright and Brian Massal, Nikki Risley, and Elizabeth Martin, and of course, Bill Demery will all be on this panel talking about BDC. And it's been so awesome to connect with all these thought leaders and amazing operators that have some of the best in class BDCs in their organizations and a really, really ahead of the curve approach to how their customers get better service with their people.
And you and I are doing a segment with Nikki Risley where we're going to introduce her to the Roundtable community.
Yes, that is so exciting. I love Nikki so much. She has been such a cool person to connect with, and she has so much fixed ops experience and is really just her personal life, things automotive, her professional life is things automotive. She is just a phenomenal person, and I can't wait to have more questions for her at the roundtable.
And she is a dealer,
Yes.
Among other things, a Dodge dealer, and that's in Daytona, Florida. Was that right?
Yes. She's got Daytona, Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, and Alfa Romeo dealer Maserati as well in the Daytona market.
All right. So you mentioned Maserati, and Kara's eyes light up. Okay, that one got her interest. So looking forward to that. Hey, Fairchild. So you've got a couple things happening at this event as well. You're also with Sarah on that Fixed Ops Magazine panel.
Oh yeah. And definitely, one of the key topics that was on that panel was, how has fixed ops evolved and what are we doing differently than we might have done before? And, I think it's really a question of, taking the basics and really executing them to the fullest degree.
That Fixed Ops Magazine panel that Ron Overs, the publisher, puts together, Sarah, that's got to be one of the best panels as well, that I've seen in a while. And Fairchild, I think you brought it up to even newer heights this time as well.
No, I appreciate that. Thank you for having me on any panel that I have, and I love to be involved with the Fixed Ops Roundtable. It's really given a lot back to the community of fixed operations, to dealership operations, just to really the reality of exposing what is out there in the world and bringing everybody into one singular place that they can really communicate about it.
And you've introduced us, good evening, Owen, to somebody in your life who's now on the roundtable, who was on that panel, and he had been managing some stores in Florida. He's up in Wisconsin, and I think we're going to have a big announcement for him at the roundtable, John Fairchild.
No, I can appreciate that. Yeah, one of my best friends and close associates, Sean Kingery, was definitely on that panel, and you know what? He's a very
down below in the chat. Look at that.
He's right there.
Hello, my great friend Sean Kingery. And Sean is somebody that I can appreciate so much because of the passion that he brings to this business. You know what? Nothing happens without passion. And if you don't care about what you're doing, you can go through the motions or whatever, but Sean definitely cares. So no, I appreciate that panel. I think it's got a lot of energy. Obviously with Sarah involved, it does. And, I just appreciate what you're doing for the industry, Sean, Ted.
Hey, Fairchild, you were also on a panel with Tully and with Ed and with Mr. Kingery. And what's your topic on that one?
The topic is really what the advantage is of classroom training in the dealership environment. I'm a consultant, I'm a coach, I'm a trainer. I've been on my own about 15 years. I got 43 years experience in the business. And, it's tough to train anybody in the environment of the service drive. There's so many distractions, so many ways to get pulled away from what you're doing. That's just not effective. And so what we strive to do is to get people out of that environment into a safe environment so we can have discussions, so we can have interactions, so we can really talk through what the key points are to make us better.
Love it. And Cindy Reynolds, good evening. I see you in there earlier in the chat as well. So Pete, what's really happened in the last 3 years is that this whole fixed ops community has kind of like come together, right? With folks who do all different types of things. And we've all been learning from each other, and it's growing and growing. And it's actually, Pete, pretty unique to watch, because I wasn't sure in the beginning if anybody would even show up for something fixed ops related, which is not, typically, very exciting, right?
No,
Well, I'm sorry.
go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I think you said it well, Ted. Last time we spoke, is that a lot of times the folks in the fixed ops department don't get to travel to events as much and go to the big flashy shows quite as much as the guys in the front of the store. And you've created something where they can attend and participate and learn from their peers.
Yeah. And Kara, you've become a big part of that as well. Sarah and I were talking earlier about, women in dealership. Kara, congratulations to you, because you are making huge contributions as a woman at a retail dealership.
Well, I wouldn't be able to do it without obviously you, Ted, and so many great people like you guys on the screen right now. And I was about to interrupt you earlier when you were saying that, fixed ops wasn't very glamorous. It used to not be, but now it is because of the Roundtable. Yeah.
And you got a lot of people, myself included, Cara Delane, to dress up with cowboy hats with Roaring 20s attire. We had Best Dressed Awards and even masks at the Dare to Dream event.
And I think that's what sets the Roundtable apart from so many other events is we do make it fun. And, what's life without a little bit of fun, sharing some laughs, sharing some smiles, and talking about something that we're all passionate about. And I think that's our mission with the Roundtable every time.
So I got to ask you a question. Were you always good with the lasso, or is that a skill that you just recently developed? Because people have been asking me about that.
I was never into rodeoing, so I have not thrown a lasso very much, but I did catch that technician on the first throw, and that's not a lie. So I guess the country girl in me is just, here to stay. So
Pete, Kara was pretty enthused that this was going to be a Wild West event, because she grew up not in the big city, but she reminds me she grew up in West Texas, in a rural farming community. And this theme, Pete, is really close to her heart.
I can tell.
How do y'all know?
And we thought, Pete, that this would also be a great event for the fact that Sarah is an equestrian, and we've seen all her posts on social media. Sarah, talk to us a little bit about that, because it seems that your horse has a personality all of their own.
Oh, yes. Bo is the barn name for my guy, who is a 16-3 off-the-track thoroughbred racehorse. He was what's called a war horse. So he retired. He aged out of racing. He raced for 9 years and before he retired. And
wow.
He's very, very strong, but he's got a big personality to go right along with it. So as you can imagine, a racehorse gets a lot of attention. They get a lot of eyeballs looking at them. They're very flashy. And so he feels that he's not retired at this point in his life. He feels that he's really the star of the show in the barn. And so anybody that comes into the barn, he is the first person to hang his head out of his stall and say hi to everybody. But it's been fun. So I've traditionally been more of an English rider, but I've hurt my shoulder, and my trainer, she is phenomenal. She does a little bit of everything. She actually grew up out west, and so she's came from Western, teaches dressage, eventing, the whole 9 yards. But so we've been applying some of the Western riding to Bo with my injured shoulder. So now I'm having to ride more Western with one hand, and Bo is not so sure he's understanding exactly what I'm asking him to do in that scenario, but we're making good progress.
I think Fairchild's going to give us new meeting to a virtual event here tonight. Sarah, what are some of the things that you are seeing right now in the industry that people are talking about with fixed ops? Because, you know, you're in the know very much as well. You worked many years in retail, and, you know, here you are now, Vice President of Sales at Quantum 5.
Yeah, so it's been really cool, you know, still being so connected to, of course, the dealership groups that I came from and the organizations that I've been in on the retail side in the past, but then also getting the opportunity to go across the country and meet so many dealers and so many dealer clients of ours and have those one-on-one conversations about what's really going on. And what's, you know, one thing that I've been really passionate about, and you know this, Ted, and you've been a big supporter of this too. But BDC has been something that I think over the last 5-6 years on the service side has, and again, you know, John Traver is of course one of the pioneers in that as well. And, but it's really, there's just this more and more awakening of dealerships going, you know what, this is a really important facet for our service advisors, because our service advisors, if we expect them to do all of these things to talk to our customers and really build these relationships and advise on what their vehicles needs, well, how are they going to do that while simultaneously the phone is ringing in the service drive and they can't call that customer back because they have somebody in front of them? What kind of fragmented relationship are we creating and putting our service advisor through when you do have skilled people that can communicate and do a fantastic job with all of the logistics, with all of the upfront, and then that allows a service advisor to have so much more time with their customers. So it's been really cool to see so many dealers that are now kind of like, all right, you know, this has been something we've been thinking about. We tried it. We didn't really know what we were doing or what's going on. We really, really want to pursue it now because we see how important it's going to be.
So, Sarah, this gentleman in the chat, Kyle Cloud, I met him yesterday for the first time. He is a service director for a large dealer group. He's in Orlando, Florida. And Sarah, he was on a panel yesterday, a big panel. I think Sean Kingery, how do you say it properly, Fairchild? Sean
Kingery
was on that panel, and they introduced a new piece of technology from a company called UVI on the service drive. And Kyle has been using that with a lot of success. And he was on there, and that's an amazing panel, and you're not going to want to miss that. Pete, one of the things that we see here at the Roundtable is we see a lot of the technology as it goes into the early adopters, and we get to find out the successes, what's working, what's not, how we can improve it, how we can make it better. So, you know, Pete, there's a lot of early adopters here, and Kyle is one of those as well.
Fantastic.
And Sean Butler is in here as well. So Sean Butler from Umansky Automotive Group, welcome. And John, what are you seeing in retail right now? What are some of the topics that you're coming across, some of the dominant things that you're seeing? You know, one of the things I've seen so far at this roundtable is recalls, you know, and the fact that there's a lot of new technology, John, that customers can use to, you know, check if there's a recall on their vehicle online on dealerships' websites, for example, with Owen Moon at Fixed Ops Digital.
Yeah, ain't that the truth? And, you know, a lot of times when the customer gets the recall information, it's news to the dealer.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of times the customer gets it first. But, you know, I think that obviously what needs to be emphasized is that any customer contact that we have in our dealership needs to be taken seriously. We need to give that customer the full attention that we have. We need to go through the whole process. Just because they're in for a recall doesn't mean they don't need the full meal deal. We got to take them through the whole process from stem to stern. We have to do a full multi-point inspection. We have to advise them on any needs that they have. We have to.
John, what about the walk around? John, we do the walk around for a customer here for a recall?
Oh my gosh, Ted, you know, you're the walk around king. I've seen you like draw grease pens all over the car, what you do at this point. Of course you do. Every single customer that we write a repair order on deserves a walk around.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Absolutely.
Even if it's just a recall.
Even if it's just a recall. Oh, tell me about it. especially if it's just a recall. I can't tell you the number of dealers in the last 10 years that have really boosted their sales just by virtue of taking recalls seriously, going through the whole process. Don't shortcut it.
And John, Kelly Blue Book is going to be announcing that, and I think they've already got it on their website. They have these two little yellow buttons where people can, get their car value. They're adding a third button where people can check their VIN number for recalls. So that's
I
how
love
big
it.
it has become. Kelly Blue Book has it right now on their homepage, and that is
No, I
brand new.
love their service advisor
Mhm.
feature, because what it does is it actually looks at all of the retail transactions that car has been through, not just warranty, Ted. It goes through all of the retail transactions that are recordable, so that your dealer has a more holistic, like Sarah was saying, holistic view of the whole vehicle, of the whole situation, so they can advise you properly.
I even go a step further on the recall piece. If you have people on the phones that can pull that information for customers. I mean, how many times do people call for just an oil change? Yeah, I just need to get a tire rotation. That's opportunity right there as well, to make sure that you're maximizing that repair order when they come in.
Oh, absolutely. If the BDC can prep that, then all the service advisor has to pair it what the BDC said. So the BDC looks at your VIS, looks at your Oasis, looks at your customer information, your manufacturer information, whatever that is, checks for recalls, checks for special service bulletins, looks at the warranty history. They're in a much better place to advise the customer properly. And if the BDC advises it, like I said, the service advisor, all they have to do is parrot those remarks, put that into the pre-appointment, and we can talk about that when they come in. And you know what? The second time they hear it, they might hook up.
And you know what? Here's Owen Moon in the chat saying, recalls. Yeah, he's got recalls now as part of Fixed Ops Digital. And Kyle, who was just in there, Kara, go back. Kyle's comment about using that UVI system early on the drive. I got to give a big shout out tonight to Samantha Foster from UVI, who has been working with me all week, even early today, 6 o'clock in the morning, following up on this panel, making sure that all the T's are crossed, the I's are dotted. So Samantha, great job with that panel, and Jim Bayline as well. Just an amazing panel. And Bill Demery, Sarah, is on that panel as well from the Tom Wood Automotive Group, because I think he just got his UVI system there as well. What I want to ask all four of you on the screen right now, we're hearing a lot that there's going to be more focus on fixed this year in 2023 than, let's say, in just variable, because a lot of market conditions have changed, interest rates, the economy, things of that sort. Let me just kind of go around the horn if I can. John, maybe I'll start with you, and then we'll go over to Sarah, up to Pete, and bring it home with Kara. John, what are your thoughts on, focus for 23 on fixed?
I really feel like it's a continuation of 2022. We came out of a terrible situation with COVID for the last couple of years, and I think that's left our staff in many cases understaffed or wrong staffed, where they've got people in a position where they were not usually in that position. But coming out of that, things are starting to gel. And what we need to focus on is accountability and execution. Every tablet, every software, every kiosk, every process, everything you can imagine that is a strategy-oriented thing is great, but none of it means a pile of dirt unless we are actually executing. So,
and John, what is your phrase? A cadence of?
A cadence of accountability. That's my phrase. And basically what that means is can we foster a culture of accountability that keeps it going day after day after day after day? If we keep our eyes off of it, then it goes away.
Sarah, your thoughts going into 2023?
I completely agree with John, but I want to add to it. The biggest piece right now that dealers have to get ahead of this year is thinking about retention. And so that's retention of your customer, that's retention of your employees. We've all our organizations have had turnover challenges. We've had staffing changes across the board in sales and service. But really our customers, one of the things that is so important for retention is having that relationship with somebody that you trust. And so service advisors, you can probably, any fixed ops director, they know they have that advisor that has almost like a cult following where their customers are just the most loyal to that person. Every organization has one or two, but that's what we need to create more of. We need to create more of that kind of environment where customers are going to want to continue to come back because of our people. And so retention on both sides, that's critical in 2023. We have to focus on employee retention, find ways to get new service advisors and keep them. And then that will lead to also our customer retention.
I love it, Sarah. Strong. Pete, your thoughts on going into this new year?
Yeah, I agree with everything I've heard and that's been said. And I have seen the stronger dealers that are realizing that, margins are going to shrink, interest rates are up, there's going to be a little bit less traffic, relying heavily on their F&I departments, but also looking very closely at their fixed ops operations. And, we hear a lot of people that we talk to that say, love what you have. When you finish and you're ready to bring us the fixed ops piece, come back to me. And that says a lot. I hear that virtually every day. That's what they're looking for now. And it just shows that's where the focus is going for 2023 and beyond.
Honor to have you as part of that fixed ops family with us, Pete. So great
Honored
stuff.
to be here. Thank you.
Kara, bring it home. What are your thoughts?
Well, as you guys know, I always have to say something about marketing, but I think the key point here is just being transparent about the culture that's in your dealerships, to use that as a recruiting tool. Because fixed ops, like you said before, is sometimes often unglamorous to some. It's not on the forefront of a lot of advertising and marketing. And I think it's our job to kind of expose that and show opportunities that are within these dealerships for men and women that we can help recruit them and show what a great culture that each of our dealerships have that would entice somebody to come work there.
I love it. Everybody, coming up, the next Fixed Ops Roundtable in 2 weeks, the Wild West. We're going to have some speakers who are on the screen tonight. Sarah Van Tine will be here. She'll be leading multiple different panels and a big part of the event. Sarah, thank you for all you do. John Fairchild. Look at John Fairchild there, ready to go. John will be a huge part of the event. John's on a number of things. And we're welcoming Pete Carasone from Vision AST to the Roundtable. So, Pete, congratulations. And a lot of new doors opening and a lot of relationships expanding. So very honored to have you there as well. And Kara, I don't have one for you.
Dang. I'm not wanted. That's a good thing. I don't have a poster. I'll take
but when is the event again?
It starts on January 23rd, 24th, 25th, and 26th. So you can get your complimentary tickets now at fixedopsroundtable.com. And don't forget your Western wear.
All right. So we'll do the Western wear. That's a complimentary ticket, everybody. Enroll now, fixedopsroundtable.com. Be sure to be a big part of that 4-day event. So
4 full days. I can't believe it, but I'm super excited to see how this 4-day event goes. Too much.
AJ Holtz, you're in the chat. AJ, John Fetty will be at the 4-day event, AJ. So you got to be there with us as well. So great stuff. Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much for being here tonight.
Thank you, Ted.
Thanks, Ted.
Thank you, Ted.
We
Thank
appreciate you, Ted.
We appreciate it. And we can't wait for the Wild West happening this January in just a few weeks. But until then, we will see you guys on Monday at 8 p.m.